What's up? I'm Benny Marcelli, and this is the CLOUT'less Podcast. First off, this space ain't about glorifying nothing. It's about building through the process with dedication, determination, and resilience. Here at the CLOUT'less Podcast, we just don't want to motivate people. Our goal is to inspire. I want to thank you for sharing your time, space, and energy with me today. It's greatly appreciated. Follow me on Facebook, Insta, Twitter, at Benny Marcelli. For collabs, hit me up at Culture Cash Media. Tap in. On today's show, we're going to be talking about politics, overcoming your fears, and being a progressive Black woman in today's society with the beautiful, lovely Takeiya Smith. In part 2, we'll start off with Takeiya's empathy.
I've always been highly empathetic. Me being able to have so much empathy for others, I can see when other people are in their element. And that's what this project is showing, specifically Black women. And I also adore aesthetics. I love aesthetics. I've always loved decorating and putting things together. And it's like, to me, like, obviously we know sight is a sense, it's one of our 5 senses, but you can visually create a mood for people. You can, with aesthetics, you can touch people. And that's a big part of the feels too. It's what's actually happening, but it's putting that videography, that cinematography, that mood to it. And so I'm at my happiest when I'm with people I feel safe with, and for sure. But yeah, I'm at my happiest when I'm safe and I'm helping other people be safe too, and just do things that are healing. And that's when I'm in my element. And when I'm creating, I'm at my happiest, and I'll start to notice that, kind of feeling a little off or not feeling my best if I haven't picked up this work in a while, picked up my creative work in a while.
I do the same thing. Don't. I don't want you to feel like you're alone in this world, because this is a problem that we all have as artists. Mm-hmm. You understand it? I mean, our mind works different.
Yes.
It goes through a different level of activity.
Yeah.
Different intensities at different parts of the days. You know
totally.
What I'm saying?
My body feels different, and it's so, yesterday at the Black Women's Expo was like me giving birth to this baby, the baby being the feels, and it's just been such a long time coming. But there are certain things certain content or certain pieces, and people will understand more once it comes out. March 20th is our first post date in the digital archive. But there are times where I just have to write things out, or I'll have to just go grab different pieces of content, or I have to, go get certain things for it. And I can't, it's just, my body feels different. My heart, my soul feels different. It's just that I love what I'm doing right now.
It keeps you balanced.
It keeps me balanced.
I can tell. You can hear it in people, just during the course of our conversation just now. I heard you talk about politics and all of that other stuff. You know what I'm saying? That it had a different tone and a different
I'm tired.
So
I'll be tired, and I care, and it's my passion. But it's different when something is your love and your happiness. Because passion I see passion as fiery, and it can be hard. It could be, passion is good to have it, but love, this is my love. happiness. This is my happiness.
Love is something that it just wake you up in the middle of the night and you like a zombie. You know, it just took over your whole body. Like I'm telling you, I know because I do it. I'm here in my zone. Like this is what I do. So
when you see the feels, you will understand the thing that makes me the happiest.
Yeah. I can't wait for it. When did you say that the premiere of it is?
The premiere is March 20th.
March 20th.
Mm-hmm. You can find it on The Feels, and that's on Instagram at @thefeels_WV.
The Feels WV.
The Feels WV.
At Instagram.
Yes.
Wonderful. So conclude this interview, Takeiya, we got to Takeiya the businesswoman. We got to Takeiya what she does for everybody else. Mm-hmm. We got to Takeiya what she loves to do. Mm-hmm. What is it that Takeiya loves about Takeiya?
I love how courageous I am. And that is something that I carry with me all the time. Before, not too long ago, if I was asked, what do you love about yourself? It would take me a moment. And I worked on that. And so I now take space to appreciate and reflect on the best parts of myself too. And my ability to be courageous is what I am definitely proudest of. One of the things I'm proudest of, because let me tell you something. I will be scared as hell. I will be fucking terrified.
I know.
And I will still do that shit.
I know. Listen, I'm telling you, I saw you on a boat and I'm like, oh my goodness.
Okay, I want to say yes.
Yeah.
And that's one of those moments where, people, they talk about on social media, it's like trends like core memories.
Right.
That is a core memory. And that also in my heart and in my soul, I felt as I was walking to the dock, this is you. Like this, you are like, to myself, like, you are so fucking dope.
Let me tell you something. Let me tell you how fucking dope you are, okay?
Well, you are too.
No, listen. Let me tell you exactly how dope you are. I was reading an article on MSNBC, and they were talking about the canoe girls out there harassing Joe Manchin on his yacht.
What's up?
In D.C.
Pulling up.
I said, bro, that's my homegirl.
Yeah, and I knew no one knew, because also, and you know what? Listen, like the dopest part of that was not even like the national news covers and the national news coverage and the headlines and all of that. No, that shit was cool. Right. I'm not gonna lie, it was cool for sure. But the dopest part within myself was when I was walking to the dock, and it was just one of those moments where I'm like, damn, I didn't even know what this was gonna look like. I still don't know what this is gonna look like. I just got a call at 7 p.m. the previous day, and this was 3:30. Wow. The next day, 3:30 p.m. the next day. And that's when I just felt like, wow, I'm so proud of myself for being vulnerable enough to do everything I can when it comes to the work that I believe in. I just, and it's not, my courage doesn't just come through in work and things like that, but.
I want to remind you before you go any further. You pulled me out of a class to come and pull up at y'all on.
Yes.
Yeah.
to pull up on Manchin and then yes, and it's like even stuff like that. It's like, man, they could be like, "What are you talking about? Hell no, you don't think those things." Yes, those things run through my mind, but it's about persevering through that. And I'm like, and you all were so dope. And I told you and Angelica that, and it was a group of us out there, students and everything, community members that met him outside. And it's like, we were back of the building, front of the building. We were, and it was like, you gotta come out that building one way or another.
You gotta come up out of that building. And y'all
and he
ran
did. It's like,
down.
you're gonna have to hear us. And I really walked. And that was another moment too, where I have appreciation for my ability to be courageous, because I was terrified walking up to him, because I am aware that was a not so
scripted,
passive approach.
Of course, yeah.
But I'm like, listen,
that was real aggressive. I
God.
got that on camera. But
I'm like, listen, you have too much power, and too much is at stake to let you go. So, I mean, those are just some of the ways I will be scared as hell and do it anyways. And I can't wait. And I think eventually my goal is to be fearless, and maybe that is what I will love. But for right now, anything I fear is cool, because I'm gonna get right through it.
Bang, bang.
I'm gonna get right through it. It's what it is. And yeah, I mean, that's got me. That's got me through so much in life. And I think it'll carry me. So I'm just on this ride, and I'm learning so much as I go.
Like, that right there was big, because one of the things that I was trying to gain from our conversation today was like a sense of empowerment for women. Mm-hmm. So that last comment you just made, mm-hmm. For me, that was like, because like I said, I know a lot of women that, have suffer from depression and anxiety. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. And like, it's difficult to see my sisters like that. Mm-hmm. So when I see you and like the power that you speak into people, it's like, for me, like, no, we gotta go to war for her. No, you're not gonna touch her.
Well, I appreciate that.
And like,
and same for you.
Anybody that I know that know what your capacity is, like out here, it's just like, nah, Shawty, ain't nobody touching Shawty. You know what I'm saying?
Well,
no.
Yeah, I mean, I appreciate that. I try to do my best, and what I say all the time is like, I'm just a regular old person like anybody else. Like, I mean, that sounds pretentious to even have to say that. But I say that because people feel like, oh, well, you just do those things because you're into XYZ. I'm like, no, I just decided to take up space. I decided to show up, but you can too. There's nothing about me that you can't. I mean, come on, we all have our own special. We're all special in our own way. Right. But what I'm saying is, like, I don't want it to be like only. I don't want it to be certain things to be like an anomaly. Right. And this is a thing too, is like the positions that I'm in this state, I don't want to be alone. And luckily, like,
I don't want you to be alone. Let me tell you something. I root for all of y'all sisters day in and day out. Yeah. You, Danielle, Harvey, Shaniqua, Crystal, Deidre. Mm-hmm. All of my sisters around, Alicia, like Son.
We could just go on. And I'm not alone, but we're so spread out, and then we get so busy, and we just, sometimes it can feel lonely. Right. But I just want it to become a lot more common. I do. And I want to say this too. Outside of politics, I held a lot of fear on creating the fields. I held a lot of fear throughout the years. I've been working on this since 2017. And that's okay. I have appreciation, and I honor my journey, because that's what it took. Of course. For me to get here. But yeah, like I feared that, people be like, what is this? Why are you doing this? Or who are you to do this? And, do I have the skill to do this? And now I'm like, I'll learn. And let me do it because I believe in it, that it will put out far greater than what the fear could hold.
Right.
And so I really do, to me, the feels is definitely a part of my legacy, but I'm hoping that it eventually becomes a part of the legacy of West Virginia. I hope it facilitates light that we had here in our journey. And I hope people feel inspired either to create similar things or their, own version of what they feel like needs to be created. But yeah, I don't want to, I'm a true socialist at heart. I want us all to have it. I want us all to have the joy, the space, all of it.
And I understand that. But again, I like to draw distinctions. Mm-hmm. I want to draw the distinction between you and others. The primary thesis of everything that you said right now is that you do. And so that's like it. People have to get back into the habit of doing.
I agree.
Everybody, men, women, like all of us, like we have to get, it seems as if.
But if I would have been sitting with you 3 years ago,
right,
on what's taking up the biggest and most joyful space in my life,
right,
I think I would have been on pause mode. And I want to say because I was going through some things, because I was struggling with depression for years. I struggled with depression for years, and I do not struggle with that anymore. And I hope we get to shed light on that more, of what it's like to have recovery from that.
That's one of the things that one of my topics that I would really like to talk about is we're about to wrap this one up.
I know,
for like another, just to talk about women with, depression and anxiety. Because like, I don't want to be someone that speaks for all men. Mm-hmm. But again, I like to distinguish myself.
Yeah.
I know I'm out here doing. Mm-hmm. You understand what I'm saying?
Yes, I totally get it. I just think that this is part of my humanist side.
Right.
Is that I think people are fueled a lot more efficiently by compassion and understanding, instead of, maybe.
That's the importance of, this is why it has to be Black women and Black men. We're like the yin and the yang. We need
you want that accountability, and I want that compassion.
Yeah, you have
to have both.
You have to have both. Listen, you have to have both of that, because and I understand as a father.
Yeah.
Like with my daughter, I'm hard on her at times, and I know that. But at times, I know I have to give her space, and she has to let her mother deal with certain situations, because as a man, I wouldn't handle it in the proper manner.
Right.
So that's like the important. That's the importance of really the importance of the Black household, and really the importance of what we need to be speaking on. Mm-hmm. You understand what I'm saying? Because I'm a feminist. Mm-hmm. A feminist. Mm-hmm. I've been dead out on them streets, putting in work since I was 13 years old. But I was raised under a household that had a maternal structure. Mm-hmm. I was raised in my grandmother's household. Now I was raised in after that, when I was 4 or 5, my mama raised me. You know what I'm saying? So it was I always had a certain lens about Black women. You understand? Black women to me is the ones that had the most balls out of everybody.
I agree with that.
You understand what I'm saying?
I agree with that, and I love it here.
Yeah. So we have to understand. There are roles. You know what I'm saying? And as we become into a point where we can understand our roles, I understand from my lens, a feminist perspective lens, as a man, you understand what I'm saying? It's certain things that I can, it's certain things that I can't teach my 10-year-old daughter.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I get
and
that.
it's certain things that she needs the help of a woman to teach her.
Mm-hmm.
So this is the importance of the Black structure in the Black household, which, another time we'll probably be able to get to talk about a little bit more.
Yeah,
but yeah, so
I want to end with saying this. I'm a woman who is on their journey of healing and figuring it out and creating space for myself and others, and who is doing what I can to reduce harm, to nurture the things that can grow into what helps us as a people, as a community. That is who I am in my core, and I just appreciate having the space to talk, and I think this is so needed. And I also want to encourage people who are listening to this. I want to encourage people who are listening to this to also ask themselves these questions, because I feel like these types of questions are what we kind of lose sometimes. Because we are in the busyness of our own lives, of our own work, and it's important to be introspective, to be connected to everything that you're doing, to yourself and everything that you're doing. Like you have to know who you are, to your core, and hold on to that, because life will definitely try to shake you. So I appreciate this, and I hope it inspires other people to ask themselves these questions, and I hope by that it inspires them to take up more space, to show up, and to do their life's work. You got work to do.
Yes.
Anybody, you got work to do. I got work to do.
We all
Benny,
got work
you got
to
work
do.
to do, and you got work, and you stay at work.
Yeah. I stay at work.
We stay at work.
Station right here.
And we make time for rest and all that good stuff. So I appreciate it.
Man, thank you so much. I really appreciate you giving me your time.
Yeah.
On this Sunday evening. This was kind of what I think is needed for a progressive culture within our community to move forward. Mm-hmm. I see you and I as both progressives. And like I said, I want to give you the last word. I want to thank you for everything that you just said, and thank you for everything that you've done. Thank you for being the person that you are. And I want to give you the floor and give you the final word, whatever you want to say. Okay.
Well, I first just want to say thank you again. Thank you again for having me on here and creating space for me. And thank you to everyone who has poured love into me and given me grace and space and all that good stuff. And I guess I'll just end with, I feel like I'm doing my life's work, and I'm doing the best I can, and I'm holding on, I'm figuring it out. And yeah, for everyone who is listening, you can stay tuned and stay connected. For everyone who's listening, you can stay tuned and stay connected with The Feels WV. You can find us on Instagram at The Feels. It's with an S _ WV. And you can find us on Facebook at The Feels WV.
Thank you so much, Takeiya, for your time. I appreciate everything, and keep pressing the line.
Yeah.
Yes. Thank you. I want to thank you guys for joining the CLOUT'less Podcast. For all links, check the description. Please Like, share, and subscribe to our content on Instagram, YouTube, at Culture Cash Media. And remember, don't stress about it, pray about it. Pray over it, pray on it, and pray through it. This is Benny Marcelli for the CLOUT'less Podcast, and I'm out.